Here we have a new 2024 Chevrolet Malibu. This one comes in the LS trim level in Summit White. And then we have the standard jet black cloth interior. And the powertrain on this Malibu consists of a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, mated to a continuously variable transmission. Now, I'm actually surprised that this car is back. I'm glad it is, but I heard rumors they were discontinuing it, but it's still here for the 24 model year. So as we come around to the front end here, we have our standard halogen headlamps. So still pretty good styling in my opinion since they refreshed this. I think it was 19, because it is just a 4-door car. It's meant to be an economy car. Then down here we have the 16-inch aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front 2 doors. And then we have our door handle here, power door lock controls. We do have power mirrors. We can turn those on and off and adjust either side using this dial. Rear window lock is here, and then we have express down on all 4 windows there. Bottle holder, storage in the map pocket there. Headlamp controls, we can turn the auto on or off. There's the hood release, pedals. And there is our manual driver's seat. But a huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for letting me review this car. I'll leave a link below in the description. But let's take a quick look at this window sticker here. You all can pause if you need to get a closer look at anything, but sticker price is $26,415. So still a relevant car in my opinion, just because of the fuel economy, safety ratings, and most importantly, the price. But let's go ahead and check out this rear leg room here. I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So sitting behind myself, not bad space, especially for a 4-door car. That's kind of my leg room there. We do have a seat back pocket on the front passenger side. 12 volt down there. But you can see they try to save as much money as possible. One thing I'm so happy they did was put these huge hooks on the back, because a lot of people use this for commuting and things of that nature. So I can hang several plastic or metal hanger hooks there if I want to keep my shirts nice and tidy. And around the back end here, pretty standard since 2016. It's the same rear end we've had, but I'm impressed that we have these standard park assist sensors. That's something new. And there's the cargo space. We're gonna pull that latch to lower the rear seats. And then I believe that's a tire inflator kit underneath there. So again, just trying to save as much money as possible building these. But I'm gonna show you how that seat folds down here in a moment. Fuel filler there. And then we can just fold this flat. You can run longer objects through. And then our anchors are hidden right in there. And then to our front passenger side, we can actually raise and lower the seat on this side as well. So that's pretty impressive, honestly. Even though it's manual, a lot of cars you can only move back or forth. Glove compartment there. But I've owned 2 Malibus in the past. They were both 2016. One of my favorite cars. I wish they would make an EV version. And I'd love to drive a hybrid model. I've yet to do that. But there's that 1.5 liter turbo. And now we're gonna go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So we have the vinyl wrap steering wheel here. I love the 3-spoke wheel though. Love the horn as well. Now over to the screen here, we do get AM, FM, and Bluetooth audio. And we also have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. And one cool thing about this radio is this is the updated one. It used to be a 7-inch screen that came standard on these, but now we have the bigger 8-inch screen that you used to have to get in the higher trim levels. But in the system, we can go through our phones and add, walks you right through it. Just find My Chevrolet on your Bluetooth device and change language there, time and date. I'm just gonna kind of go through everything. Buckle to Drive is on here, and then we also have Teen Driver. But again, it's just nice to have. It's a simple setup, but it's a beautiful screen in my opinion. Backup camera there, guidelines follow you. You turn the steering wheel, you can turn those on and off, hitting that button. Then you have volume here. You can click there to mute or hold the button to power the whole system down. And then auto stop toggles there for those of you that don't like it. Hazards. And then we have single zone manual climate control, so fan speed can be adjusted here, defrosters, and then fan direction, temperature on this side. And then down here, I do like that we have a USB-C port, USB-A, then an aux input, along with the 12 volt. And then those standard rear parking sensors, we can toggle those, traction control there. And then the shifter, just hit the lever, pull down, reverse, neutral drive, low gear, and then you can manually shift in that low gear, and it'll show you what gear you're in that bottom right corner of that digital gauge cluster. The digital readout, I should say. The whole gauge cluster isn't digital, but electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Center console cubby space. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. I'm just curious about something. So we actually have the LED dome lights. So I was not expecting that, especially with this being the bare bones model. And then we don't have lights for the vanity mirror there. But to the steering wheel, we can toggle the blinker there. We do have the automatic high beams, which is great, and we can toggle those there. And then we can toggle our actual high beams when the headlamps are on, like that, and then we can flash here. And then windshield wipers are on the right side one time, and then this is off, intermittent, low, high. We can adjust the intermittent here, and then we can push up here for the front wiper fluid. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, we can go through our track list or radio station presets. And behind the steering wheel on the right side, we can toggle that volume up and down. But standard cruise control, we can turn that on or off there, cancel, adjust the forward collision alert gap, adjust the cruise control speed. We do have the lane keeping system with lane departure, and then voice recognition, mute. We can use these 4 arrows to go through the middle part of the gauge cluster there. And then here under the vehicle settings, if you want to change your units from US to metric, you can do that as well. There's push button start here. And then finally, here is our key fob with remote start. And now let's go ahead and take this 2024 Chevy Malibu LS out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Malibu LS, one of the, I think, core perks about this car is it's all around economically friendly. So fuel economy is pretty good, 36 miles per gallon highway. It's cheap to get in with a sticker price at right around $26,000, $27,000. And then you still have all of your tech features that you could want. You have the backup camera, you have the rear park assist, you have the lane keep assist with lane departure. And then you still have your wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility, which is a huge plus these days because it just allows you to use your phone for all the functions that you're used to having to pay extra for in a vehicle, like XM radio or navigation. We're gonna give it a little pull here. And I will say, I complain about the 1.5 liter turbo in the Equinox, and I think it's mostly because with the CVT, this car just gets up so much quicker with the same powertrain, or the same engine as that Equinox. And for those of you that like cars, this is one of the best riding sedans that I've experienced. just when it comes to economy cars. So compared to the Camry, the Accord, the Sonata, I think this is usually one of the best, if not the best. But I also have a lot more experience with the Malibu, like I said earlier, owning 2 of them. And that was one of the best things about it, especially in the Premier, just because those seats were so comfortable as well. You could heat or cool the front. But as much as I do not like CVTs, in this Malibu, it does a pretty good job at not only getting you up to speed, but keeping your fuel economy numbers as high as possible, as opposed to a traditional 6-speed that was in the older models, or the 8 or 9-speed that was available on the 2-liter turbos. But just a solid driving car. Now, I do feel like cars have gotten more expensive over the years. Specifically in this Malibu, I feel like you used to be able to get an LS for several $1,000s cheaper. But again, with just all the standard safety tech you have in these, I mean, the LS does come standard with the rear park assist now. It comes standard with the lane keeping system, the 8-inch screen, the forward collision alert, where all this stuff used to have to come on the driver confidence package on the Malibus, or you had to get a Premier, and then a lot of the times those didn't have that package either. So you do get a lot for the money, and I think GM has tried to keep these as cheap as possible to keep them relevant, and they're probably doing a pretty good job just compared to everything else. I mean, Sonatas are still around this money. I think Accords and Camrys are still around this money, and of course Toyota's still having a shortage, so a lot of places are still charging over sticker just to get your hands on them, and they're still bringing crazy money used as well. But I do think, and this is just my opinion, interior wise, I think this is a better interior than the Camry. I think it's a comparable LE model, just from the infotainment system, the gauge cluster, the steering wheel, everything. I just think this is a better option. Now, there's no power seat in this one, but I think you can get it as an option. I know you can get it on the Equinox LS. You can get the convenience package, which gives you the 8-way power seat. But again, if you're just trying to save money and be as friendly to your wallet as you can, this is a fantastic option. When it comes to fuel economy, when it comes to just running on regular gas, and just make sure you keep the CVT maintained well, and it'll last you. It really will. But this also has a lifetime powertrain warranty at Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro. So if you keep everything maintained for as long as you own the vehicle, you're covered there. And that's a big plus buying at a dealership like this, especially if you want to put as many miles on this car as you can. But still a great base model car if you just need something to get from point A to point B and you want a little tech to go along with that. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Chevy Malibu in the LS trim level.